You ever walked into a house and think, wow, this is perfect? Yeah, I've said that before too. But after 10 years in real estate and living here in Middle Georgia, I've learned something the hard way. Some homes are ticking time bombs, and you'll regret buying them faster than your first Georgia summer power bill. So, before you sign that contract, let's go over 5 types of homes you should never buy in Georgia and what I tell my clients to look out for instead. Hey everyone, I'm Mischa Thompson, your favorite Middle Georgia realtor with Real Broker. I help families relocating to the Warner Robins area, especially our military families PCSing to Robins Air Force Base. And today, I'm pulling back the curtain on the real stuff that doesn't always make it onto Zillow. So grab your sweet tea because this one might save you thousands. Number one, flipped homes that look too good to be true. You walk in, everything's shiny, new paint, new floors, quartz countertops, the whole HGTV vibe. But here's the thing, a lot of these flips are done fast, cheap, and with zero attention to what's behind the walls. I've walked through homes in Warner Robins and in One Air, Kathleen, that looked amazing until you opened the crawl space. New vinyl floors, sure, but the same 1980s plumbing and electrical. They painted over water damage, covered foundation cracks with baseboards, and guess what? That $10,000 cosmetic refresh can turn into a $25,000 headache after closing. Here's a quick tip. If you see new floors, but the HVAC, roof, or electrical are all over 15 years old, it's probably a lipstick on a pig flip. So always ask your agent or me to check permit history and disclosure notes for who actually did the work. Number two, homes in a 100-year or 500-year flood zone. Here's one that catches a lot of people off guard. Just because the house hasn't flooded yet doesn't mean it won't. In parts of Middle Georgia, I've seen homes listed as never flooded until a heavy Georgia rainstorm turned the backyard into Lake Oconee 2.0. And you know what happens next? Your flood insurance skyrockets, or you can't even get coverage through your regular carrier. Flood insurance here can easily run $1,000 to $2,000 a year extra, and if FEMA remaps the flood zones, your premium can jump overnight. Here's a rule of thumb for you. Before you fall in love with this beautiful kitchen, check the FEMA flood maps. And if a listing says buyer to verify flood zone, well, that's your cue to dig actually deeper. Number three, older homes with outdated systems. Now, don't get me wrong. I love a classic brick ranch as much as anyone out there. But if you are looking at homes built before the early 1980s in the Warner Robins area, you need to be careful. Galvanized pipes that rust from the inside out, aluminum wiring that's a fire hazard, and uninsulated attics that make your power bill feel like a car payment. I've seen buyers spend $30,000 plus on hidden repairs, and that's after closing. So even if the home looks well kept, budget for an updated inspection report that covers all the elements: plumbing, wiring, and HVAC lifespan. Here's my pro tip. If the seller says everything works fine, ask when it was last updated and serviced, because fine in Georgia heat doesn't always mean fine in August. Number four, new construction in the wrong neighborhood. Now, this one's tricky. Everyone loves new homes. Low maintenance, warranty, shiny everything, but some of these new subdivisions popping up across Middle Georgia are priced way above the surrounding market. And that's a big red flag. you don't want to be the most expensive home on the street, because when the market actually shifts, and it always does, those homes drop first. Builders are smart. They push prices higher because the upgrades look irresistible. But if the average resale home in the same area is $280,000 and your new build is $350,000 plus, you're walking into negative equity territory the second you move in. Check this. Compare price per square foot to the rest of the zip code. If it's 20% higher, wait, there will be incentives, discounts, or better lots coming. I promise. And number 5, homes near noise, traffic, or nuisance zones. Last but not least, location noise is super important. If you're not local, you might not realize how much railroad lines, power stations, or heavy traffic roads affect daily life and resale value. That great deal on the big home might back up to Watson Boulevard or the railroad tracks on 247. Sure, it looks quiet during showings until that first 2 a.m. freight train shakes your wall art. Buyers moving here from out of state, especially military families, often don't know how local noise zones impact value. Even some Robins Air Force Base flight paths can make or break a resale. And here's a rule of thumb. If it's too loud to hold a conversation in the backyard, walk away. At the end of the day, buying a home in Georgia isn't just about what looks pretty on Zillow, it's about knowing what's behind the walls, under the ground, and around the neighborhood. So before you fall in love with that perfect home, take a deep breath, do your homework, and remember, some deals are too good to be true for a reason. If you're moving to Middle Georgia, or you're just starting your home search, or maybe you got orders to Robins Air Force Base, make sure you watch my other videos about the area so you get to know everything about Warner Robins and the surrounding area, as well as Robins Air Force Base. I'm Mischa Thompson, helping you make smart moves in Middle Georgia, one home at a time. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to comment, smack that like button, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.